before you waste another day battling your own mind, listen carefully. Because this might be the moment your life finally changes. You've let your mind control you for too long. It's time to master it before it masters you. If you're honest with yourself, how many moments have you spent lost in thought, trapped by worries that never came true, haunted by regrets you cannot undo, anxious over a future that hasn't even arrived? Most people live this way every single day, slaves to a mind that's running on its own program, looping the same fears and frustrations. Shi Heng Yi teaches that this is exactly why you still feel empty, restless, never satisfied. Because your mind is not being guided by you, it's guiding you. And until you wake up to this, life will continue slipping through your fingers. You see, most people think obstacles are tragedies. They think discomfort is a punishment. But what if you started seeing every challenge, every heartbreak, as your next area of growth? What if, instead of running from what makes you uncomfortable, you recognized it as the door to your highest transformation? Imagine this. The very thing that breaks your heart might be the single most powerful force to rebuild it stronger, clearer, freer than ever before. The pain you feel, that's not there to destroy you. It's there to wake you up. Because only when something shakes you deeply do you realize you can become more than you are right now. That shift in perspective is everything. If you look at life and decide this is bad, then it will be bad. But if you stand there in the same circumstances, with the same facts, and tune your mind differently, suddenly it transforms. That's why Buddhist teachings start with one simple truth. With our thoughts, we create the world. Your outer life is shaped by how you handle your inner life. Understand this. The circumstances may not change. What happened to you will remain what happened to you. But how it continues to affect you is entirely up to how you think about it now. Will it rot inside you, poisoning your days? Or will you take it, face it, and let it shape you into something unbreakable? So how do you keep going when hope feels gone? Sometimes you're lucky enough to have people around you. A brotherhood, a sisterhood who see your spirit fading before you do. They push you. They refuse to let you fall. That's why you must value true bonds, because when you can't lift yourself, they will. But what if no one's there? Then you must look at the hope you had. If it died so easily, maybe it was never truly hope. Maybe it was just a fleeting idea, a shallow wish. Because real hope lives deep, so deep that no rejection, no opinion of the 8 billion people on this planet can shake it. It's a fire that burns quietly but fiercely inside. You know it's there when you stop caring what the world thinks because you've decided. You are going to do it anyway. Now, let's speak about mindset. Shi Heng Yi doesn't teach naive optimism. This isn't about forcing yourself to be positive while your soul is screaming inside. He teaches something wiser, that life is always an exchange. Day and night, joy and sorrow, strength and weakness. Bad seasons will come, but so will good ones. When things are hard, remember, it's only temporary. And when things are easy, remember, this too will change. So don't cling to the highs or fear the lows. Instead, stand balanced, calm, watching the eternal dance of opposites, knowing that nothing stays the same. That's not just a positive mindset, that's a liberated one. Because sometimes trying to be positive becomes another trap. You see people smiling, claiming everything is amazing, but you can feel the hollowness behind it. That's not true strength. True strength is accepting both sides of life and staying steady in both. Feeling your sadness without drowning, enjoying your joy without becoming addicted to it, And in all of this, what we're really searching for is fullness. That deep sense that simply being alive is enough. But in modern life, many people wake up surrounded by everything: food, comfort, entertainment, and still feel empty. So they start asking, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? Shi Heng Yi says, don't start by searching endlessly for some grand meaning. First, give your life a purpose. Decide on a mission. Move, act. Use the lifetime you've been given. Along the way you'll discover, sometimes all the doing amounts to nothing, and you'll be called back to stillness. Then after resting, you'll find you can do even more. This is how you learn your middle way, not through books or theories, but by living it. Now, let's look at relationships. Not just love, but all connections. For there to be a relationship, there must be at least two elements and a connection, a resonance. Without this, there's no foundation. You can want something desperately in your mind, but if your feelings aren't aligned, it won't work. A healthy relationship starts with resonance. And after that, flow, giving and taking. If energy only moves one way, it stagnates. But if it flows back and forth, it grows. That's how you build bonds that truly support your life. Shi Heng Yi also speaks about cause and effect. Plant an orange seed, you get an orange tree. Plant an apple seed, you get an apple tree. Look at your life. You are the effect of countless causes. Your parents, your teachers, your friends, even your pets. Without them, you wouldn't be who you are. That's why gratitude is essential. Gratitude for the people who shaped you, for the hardships that forged you, and ultimately for life itself, whatever name you give it. Because without it, none of this would be possible. And then comes the most profound teaching. Master your mind before it masters you. Most people live imprisoned by their thoughts. Their minds dictate how they feel, what they do, who they become. But the mind is only a tool. It's powerful, yes, but it's not all that you are. If you let it dominate, you remain small, forever reacting, forever a victim of your own head. This is why discipline matters. It's not about punishment, it's about freedom. Discipline is when you do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. You don't want to train, but you train. You want to quit, but you keep going. Over time, this builds a relationship where you lead your mind, not the other way around. But beyond discipline, there's more. Learn patience. Judge less. Observe more. Speak honestly. Stop lying. To others and to yourself. These are all practices of self-mastery, just as important as any physical training. Because ultimately every human will face this choice. Stay asleep or wake up. Keep being a slave to your mind or rise above it. The structures, the disciplines, the practices, they're all here to realign you, to help you see that you are not your mind. You are the one who notices the mind. Once you understand this deeply, you no longer need external rules. The essence is inside you. So where do you begin? Start close. Look at your life right now. Find something that doesn't feel right. Maybe it's in your relationships, your health, your work. What's our balance? Usually, it's the gap between your expectations and reality. This gap creates suffering. Your mind says, it should be like this, while life says, it is like this. Bring those two closer together and peace grows. To even start this process, your attention must come back to yourself. In a world full of noise, take a retreat. Whether it's a walk alone, silent meditation, or intense training. That's why martial arts, kung fu, and qigong exist. They bring you face to face with yourself. When you're pushed to your limits, there's no room for distractions or problems. Only raw presence. In those moments, you reclaim yourself from your restless mind. That's why Shi Heng Yi says, practice Kung Fu not just for fighting, but to meet yourself. Practice Qigong not just for energy, but to feel your own essence. These are paths back home to who you truly are. So remember, your mind is powerful, but it is not your master unless you let it be. Life will always be full of uncertainty. There will be wars outside, and sometimes wars inside. But no matter where you are, no matter what your circumstances, you can find something stable. Even in the worst conditions, people find strength in family, in friendship, in a quiet moment of love. This is what creates a good life, not escaping reality, but standing fully in it with a heart open and unafraid. So, master your mind before it masters you. Be present in the highs and the lows. Cherish your connections. Live with gratitude. And above all, use this lifetime well. Because when you finally take charge of your own mind, you become unstoppable. Now, breathe. Feel this moment. Because your new life doesn't start tomorrow. It starts right now.